Most Americans will work for 40 years, earn over $1 million in their lifetime, and still retire with almost nothing to show for it. That's not pessimism. That's the Federal Reserve's own data. The median American retires with less than $200,000 saved. That means after 4 decades of working, the average person has barely enough to cover 5 years of living expenses. But here's what I've noticed studying the finances of people who actually break free. There are 3 specific net worth milestones that separate them from everyone else. And the scary part? Most people never reach even the second one. Today I'm breaking down those 3 milestones, exactly what they mean, and what you have to do differently to actually cross all 3. Milestone 1. The saved milestone. The first milestone sounds embarrassingly simple. Get your net worth to 0. I know that sounds like nothing. But think about what 0 actually means. 0 means no debt owns you. 0 means you're not paying interest every single month to a credit card company, a car lender, or a student loan servicer. According to the Federal Reserve, the average American household carries over $100,000 in total debt. Mortgages, cars, student loans, credit cards. A huge portion of people have a negative net worth. They owe more than they own. Getting to 0 means you've done something most people never do. You've stopped digging. The saved milestone is really about that first $10,000 to $25,000 in liquid savings. Money you can actually access without penalty. Not money trapped in a 401k. Not your home equity. Cash you could use tomorrow if everything fell apart. This matters because until you have that buffer, every financial emergency becomes a credit card charge. Your car breaks down. Credit card. Medical bill. Credit card. Lose your job. Credit card. And each one pushes your net worth deeper into the red. Here's the thing about this milestone that most people miss. The psychological shift it creates is as powerful as the financial shift. When you have real savings for the first time, your decision-making changes. You stop making fear-based financial decisions. You stop taking the first job that comes along because you have to. You stop staying in bad situations because leaving feels too risky. Getting to saved isn't about being rich. It's about creating options. And most Americans never even get here. Milestone 2. The comfort milestone. The second milestone is where things start to get interesting. And where most people who made it past milestone 1 stop making progress. The comfort milestone happens somewhere between $100,000 and $250,000 in invested liquid net worth. Not counting your house. Not counting your car. Actual invested assets. Why does this number matter? Because of compound interest. Here's what most people don't realize. Money compounds slowly at first and then explosively later. If you invest $1,000 at 8% annual returns, in year 1 you make $80. Not exactly life-changing, but in year 20, that same $1,000 has grown to over $4,600. Without you doing anything. Once you get $100,000 working for you at average market returns, you're adding roughly $8,000 a year just from growth, without contributing a single new dollar. At $250,000, that's $20,000 a year. Your money is starting to earn what some people make at a part-time job. This is the turning point where you go from building wealth to accelerating wealth. But here's the trap. This is also where lifestyle creep kills most people's momentum. Once the financial pressure eases, once you've paid off debt and built a cushion, it's very easy to let your expenses rise with your income. New car, bigger house, more subscriptions, more restaurants. The people who make it past the comfort milestone are the ones who keep living like they're building. Even when they don't have to. They resist the urge to spend their growing wealth and instead let it keep compounding. That discipline is rare, which is why so few people ever reach milestone 3. Milestone 3. The free milestone. The third milestone is the one that actually changes your life. And it's the one almost nobody talks about honestly. Financial freedom isn't about having millions of dollars sitting in a bank. It's about having enough invested that the returns from those investments cover your living expenses permanently, without you needing to trade your time for money ever again. There's a simple formula for calculating your number. Multiply your annual expenses by 25. If you spend $40,000 a year, your freedom number is $1 million. If you spend $60,000 a year, it's $1.5 million. This is based on the 4% rule. Research showing that a diversified portfolio can safely withdraw 4% per year indefinitely without running out. Now I'll be honest with you. Most Americans never reach this milestone. Studies suggest only 10 to 15% of people achieve true financial independence. And it's not because this is impossible. It's because most people never make it a non-negotiable goal. Here's what separates people who reach the free milestone. They treat their savings rate like a fixed expense, not something that happens with what's left over at the end of the month. Because there's never anything left over. They automate their investments first. They design their lifestyle around what they want their financial future to look like, not around what their social circle is spending. The people who reach the free milestone aren't necessarily the highest earners. They're the people who decided early that their time was worth more than their lifestyle upgrades. And here's the beautiful part. Once you cross this threshold, work becomes optional. Not because you're lazy. Most financially free people still do something with their time. But because you're choosing to. Not because you have to. That shift in how you experience your own life is almost impossible to describe until you've felt it. So there it is. The 3 net worth milestones that separate people who build real wealth from everyone else. Milestone 1. Get to zero. Build your buffer. And stop the bleeding. Milestone 2. Hit that compound turning point and resist the lifestyle creep trap. Milestone 3. Reach your freedom number and make work optional. Most people will watch this video and do nothing with it. But if you're serious about your financial future, start with Milestone 1. Write down your current net worth. Everything you own minus everything you owe. That number is your starting point. If you found this useful, subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Because we're going deep on exactly how to accelerate through each one of these milestones. See you in the next one.